Hello fellow grinders. I was recently working on a display for my expert mode brute trophies when I noticed a build error I hadn't seen before, and I believe it may have been added in the last Fortnite update. So in this video, I'll show you the unique situation that will trigger this build error, what it means for directional building currently, and my thoughts on what it may mean for the future of directional building in LEGO Fortnite. You are probably familiar with the common errors you get when building. If you're short on materials, you'll get the not enough resources error. And if something is blocking your build, then you get the another object is in the way error. And if it's you, then you get the your character is in the way error. If you nudge a part out and it's not touching anything, you'll get the needs supporting piece error. And lastly, if you aren't close enough, you get the object is too far away error. You won't likely see this new error unless you've been changing directions and building on slopes and angles. So let's set up a situation with different angles so we can trigger the error. I'll create a simple dynamic slope using a stack of foundations and a couple of connected flooring pieces to create a downward angle. I'll use a pillar just as I would if I were setting a starting point for a slope build. You can see that if I nudge it into the ground, it will highlight green, and I could set it in place. But when I move it over the white flooring, it'll be red as there's another object in the way. If I nudge it around while adjusting my cursor on the angled floor, you'll notice that it alternates between another object in the way and needs supporting piece. But if you get them lined up just right so the pillar is just touching the floor, you'll get this new error. Objects must be aligned. Now I know what you're thinking. It's still highlighted red, and that's correct. But if you rotate the pillar 90 degrees and nudge it back into place, most of the time it will turn green and it'll snap in place on the flooring, creating a directional piece that does not have to be anchored to the ground. You can build from this and add on more pieces in different angles to create complex structures. This is how I posed my brute trophies in a triangle position. So far, it seems this will only work on the X and Y axis, meaning you can only do it with slopes. I tried several times to match up walls and flooring on different angles, but I was never able to get the objects must be aligned error. I believe the new error has been added while the LEGO Fortnite team experiments with adding directional building dynamics to the game. Epic has obviously seen the different build techniques and how original and amazing people's builds can get by flipping pieces sideways or upside down and adding slopes and angles to their worlds. Building in different and unique ways is a big part of what LEGO stands for, and adding it to LEGO Fortnite makes sense, but it needs to be easy for everyone to do. I've become quite good at it, but I know from comments and helping people that it can be frustrating to change directions. And this new exploit I found will be even more frustrating. I'm sure only the most dedicated builders will be using it. It seems like adding directional building to the game would be easy, as we can already use the dynamic platform workaround to create angles. But I'm sure the LEGO Fortnite team wants to do it right, and they'll be looking at ways to connect different angles without leaving messy gaps or overlaps that we have to work with now. Trigonometry is complex when you try to align different angles. As soon as you turn something, the dimensions of an object no longer align with the world grid that everything else snaps to, which makes it hard to connect pieces cleanly. This error message gives me hope that they're working on something. Why else would they add this otherwise unnecessary error message about object alignment? I'm curious to hear what you think. Is this a sign that directional building is coming, or am I overthinking it? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe, and keep grinding on those builds.